Today on General Hospital, Maxie is welcomed home, Brooklyn and Chase decide to start their family, and Wiley provides key information that could save his father from jail. At the PCPD, Dante says they need to talk to Michael, and Nathan has to be the one to do it. At Drew's, Willow taunts him with the fact that a new custody agreement is in effect, and Wiley and Amelia are coming to see her. The doorbell rings, and it's Alexis, who is there to supervise the drop-off. Willow thanks Alexis for her help and embraces the lawyer, who is reluctant to return the embrace. Alexis asks if she can check on Drew to assess how upsetting it might be for Scout to see him, and Willow says that is a good idea. Willow takes Alexis in and explains his blinking method of saying yes or no. Willow then gets a text from Liz and excuses herself. Alone, Alexis tells Drew she'd never have wished this on him and this must be horrific for him. Meanwhile, Liz arrives with cupcakes that Aiden baked. Yes, Aiden is finally home. Willow confides in her friend that she's nervous about today, but Liz tells her she has nothing to worry about. At the Quartermains, Michael speaks with Rick as Wiley asks when they are going to see Mommy. That's when Michael gets a call from the PCPD asking him to come in and answer some questions. Michael asks Rick to take the kids for him and fills him in that the cops think he had a key to Drew's house, but he never did, so he doesn't know what they want to talk to him about. After Michael leaves, Wiley asks Rick if his dad is in trouble. The lawyer tells the boy they just want to return his keys. Wiley notes the keys Uncle Chase took. Back at Drew's, Rick arrives with the kids and Willow embraces them in tears. Rick and Liz exchange smiles as Willow gushes to her kids about how much she loves them. Back in Drew's room, Alexis tells him that Scout misses him and she's doing well in school. Drew keeps blinking frantically, and she finally asks if he's trying to tell her something. However, his erratic blinking causes her to assume her presence is upsetting him, so she leaves. In the living room, the kids dig into the cupcakes, and as they talk, Wiley reveals that Daddy had to go to the police station because they have his keys. Willow flashes to putting the key on his keyring. Willow eventually gives her kids their belated Christmas gifts, as Alexis pulls her aside and tells her that Drew seemed agitated and was trying to communicate, but she couldn't figure out what he wanted to say. Back at the station, Dante and Nathan fill Justine in on the discovery of Drew's key on Michael's keyring. She tells Nathan it was a smart move to check for the key, but he says it was actually Chase's idea. Michael arrives and says Diane is stuck in court, so he can't speak to them. Nathan says he can detain him if needed. That's when Rick calls and Michael says he needs a lawyer. Rick says he'll be there. Michael believes this is a trap, and Rick agrees, but it will be the PCPD who suffers the consequences. In the squad room, Justine and Dante both agree Michael wouldn't be foolish enough to leave evidence of a crime for them to find. Justine, however, suggests the cocky Michael got tripped up by his own arrogance. Rick soon arrives and meets with Michael and Nathan in the interrogation room. The questioning begins, and Nathan reveals that they found Drew's house key on Michael's keyring. Michael says that's impossible. Rick calls Turner in and Nathan steps out. Dante suggests his friend get out of here and go see Maxie. Dante joins Turner, Rick, and Michael, and Turner suggests that Michael cooperate with them as they have enough to charge him. Rick tells them that they may have proved Michael has a key to Drew's house on his keyring, but not that Michael put it there. Mac, Georgie, and James are at home setting up a party when Felicia arrives with Maxie. Spinelli walks in a tres chic ensemble that Brooklyn helped him pick out, and can't believe he missed Maxie's grand entrance. Chase and Brooklyn bring Bailey Lou out, and James tells his mom that he can't wait for her to see Dad. Maxie thanks Brooklyn and Chase for taking care of Bailey Lou and promises she's never leaving any of them again. James drags Cody out to tell his mom their big news, and Cody says James has learned to jump with Comet. Maxie thanks him for being there for James, but he says they are family, no thanks needed. Maxie is finally given time alone as Spinelli and the others set up a surprise in the den. Lulu arrives with a dish, puts it down, and hugs her bestie. Maxie tells her what a good friend she is just as Brooklyn walks in and smiles. Brooklyn tells Maxie her surprise is ready, so she leaves. Lulu can see the disapproval on Brooklyn's face. Brooklyn says as long as she and Nathan end it, they don't need to tell Maxie. Everyone returns to the living room after watching a slideshow of everything Maxie missed. James wonders where his dad is, and Felicia explains that Nathan is stuck at work. In the kitchen, Mac asks Cody why he didn't bring Molly. Cody says things aren't going well between them, and he doesn't want to drag the celebration down by talking about it. Chase and Brooklyn decide they need to head out, and Maxie tells them how lucky Bailey Lou is to have them. Lulu can't stop thinking about Nathan while Spinelli gets time with Maxie. He knows things have changed and are complicated, and he tells her to take her time figuring things out. She thanks him and decides to take a walk to clear her head. Elsewhere, Chase and Brooklyn return home, and Brooklyn tells him she thinks they should finally start their family. They kiss. Alexis has departed Drew's place, and Willow tells Liz that everything she did to reach this point with her kids was worth it. She then checks on Drew. Willow tells Drew that she can't let him tell Alexis what she's up to and administers another dose of drugs to him. At the station, Rick tells Justine and Dante that they have an eyewitness who handled Michael's keys with no reason to, Officer Harrison Chase. Willow just unknowingly framed her hero for framing Michael. Love it. Alexis arrives at the QS and meets with Brooklyn and Chase about rebooting the adoption process. They are ready to start immediately. At Maxie's, James asks Spinelli why his mom left her own party, and he explains she's just processing her happiness. Finally, Nathan heads to the cemetery to visit his grave marker where Maxie appears. They lock eyes on the next General Hospital. Luke's family remembers him. For more spoilers for all soaps on Friday, February 20, click here.